From 5 to 0, no command in the universe can prevent the computer from fulfilling its destruct orders.
15 seconds.
I command the computer. Mine is the final command.
10, 9, 8, 7.
This is the program that gives your business a technological edge in the 21st century. It's The Edge of the Web with your host, Aaron Sparks.
Thanks for tuning us back in. This is Edge of the Web Radio. We're talking search engine marketing, search engine optimization, basically anything that can bring traffic to you. We're in the business of actually generating that for your company. So give us a call. This is Site Strategics, is an Indianapolis-based company, but we also do national work. We're actually doing this show every week, and we're actually bringing this to you in a lot of different formats. So if you just caught us, just tuned in a couple minutes ago, we have a podcast that we're actually rolling out on there right after the show that encompasses the entire hour. We're also pushing YouTube videos out. We're actually taking video of these shows and breaking them in and putting additional graphics, screen captures, even giving you the web addresses for a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. So we can share a little bit in greater depth and detail about these services and the stories that we bring to you. This is Aaron Sparks with Site Strategics and John Thompson. Say hi, John.
Hey. Don't forget you can reach us at 1-877-SEO for web, or that number-wise is 736-4932. Also locally at 317-882-8500.
Yep. We're doing this to educate and give some information back to small, medium, and large business owners that want to get into the internet marketing pool. They're standing on the edge there. That's the name, right? And we're wanting to give some guidance into understanding what's out there and why you should be in internet marketing. I guarantee you, if you're not there, somebody else is out there in social media. They're at the dialogue. You're not. If they're top of search engine optimization, if they're in the search engine results, that's where your non-branded customer is searching for services that you offer, and if you're not there, somebody else is getting that particular business.
That's right.
Gone is the directory services. I mean, the internet is now the yellow pages, so you need to have this asset taken care of in your business. All right. We just went over some neat analogies of different internet marketing concepts to give an understanding of what you need to do on a regular basis, why you need to do it, and we're actually going to get into a little bit of information on how to do certain things. This is a little bit of tech talk, but nothing to a high degree. And this is some of the information that you can actually bring back to your internal programmer or your contractor that actually does your SEO work or your web design work, and make sure that some of this stuff is available. But what I wanted to also bring as a news story that we just came across, it was really, really neat. And I wanted to insert this in here today. Mashable just came across this story. There is now an entire history of the internet on one Facebook timeline. It is so cool. Grovo, a company looking to better educate people about common web and mobile products, has curated an entire history of the internet on one single Facebook timeline. How in the world did they do that, John?
I don't know. But I will say that Grovo is a great service. We had a client that actually asked about how he wanted to know about exact phrase match and just different types on AdWord campaign. I pointed him to Grovo. It's $6 a month, and you can have your whole staff get on there and assign them certain classroom assignments, and it's a great service. So this is a great marketing campaign for Grovo.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. They put in, you got to check it out. They put in, we'll post the link to it on edgeofthewebradio.com as well as sitestrategics.com. Those are the two sites that you need to check out that we're regularly providing information. Many important dates they put into this entire framework on Facebook. Important dates around the internet that honored with milestones on the company's page, from recent social media launches like Instagram to way back in 1536, which is the first known use of the @ symbol. Now,
I saw that.
That's some deep diving right there.
That is out there.
Yep. Check out many cool happenings of the 1990s in particular, the good old .com days. I remember those quite vividly. Can you also believe that the U.S. military's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, let's do that again.
It's DARPA.
As DARPA, and that's where the internet actually came from. Came from the U.S. military, and that was founded in 1958. Neat stuff. I was actually going through it last night and just seeing all the different points. Yeah, I remember that happening, and oh my Lord, it was that long ago. All right. Well, we want to go into some SEO how-tos, and we get a few of these from DIY SEO blog. Check those out because it's a great information cornucopia is the term I'm going to use it.
I thought it was only one a show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I used plethora last show. All right. One of the articles I had out there was title tags. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, whenever we do some optimization, it does get down to the on-page content that's relevant for every page of your website. So we want to make sure that you understand some basic elements that need to be there. If they're not there, you're not compliant to what the engines are looking for, and ultimately you're going to be doing yourself a disservice. It's not enough that a site looks good. It needs to be actually presenting content in a formatted way that is conventional to engines to understand the documents.
In fact, what we do for free is we offer just a kind of a scorecard for anybody that's just looking to shop around. You submit your site, submit some keywords. We'll actually spit back at a little report telling you what your site is optimized search engine wise for, what could actually work on.
Yep.
Which is kind of what you're going over today.
Absolutely. We do a bit of an audit, and we look at some of the health points of your site and give that back to you free of charge. So go over to sitestrategics.com. You can also find us with just Indianapolis Internet Marketing. Mm-hmm. And on every page of our website is a small area where you can actually score your website. Submit some of the key terms, your domain, hit the submit button, and we'll get back to you within about 48 hours with a bit of a rundown of any problems that we perceive.
And it's free.
Absolutely. So, talking about titles, different browsers display title tags differently. So an easy way to look at it is view the page source of the code itself. And you can always right click and go to view source in whatever browser that you've got. It's under edit or under view tab, something like that. On PCs, it's typically on a drop down menu. On the Mac, you can actually do control click on a web page. Search for the title, right? So you got a greater than, less than sign with the word title in the middle. Okay, actually less than, greater than, and you'll see what the search engines actually see. You can also see that title whenever you just look at the browser, and on PCs you got that blue bar going across the top, and you'll see the exact title that's being presented from that page. Okay, a lot of times that title doesn't really exactly explain what you're trying to promote this site with. It may actually be the brand name of the company, right? It may actually be a very short title, and that's not really what the engines are looking for. They're looking for around 65 to 70 characters to tell the search engines exactly, and people, what you're about, right? Because those title tags actually are indexed whenever inside the search engine result pages. That's the link that you're actually clicking on. So if that link or that display doesn't have a call to action, doesn't have a good element that actually makes sense on the page, right? Mm-hmm. Then you may actually be harming yourself with a reduction of click-throughs to your document before they even see your website. Now that's pretty darn important, actually, because the search engine result page is the front line of attracting an audience to your website. And we can give some examples of different titles, maybe in the YouTube video that we're going to be putting on there, of demonstrating poor titles and good titles. But the fact of the matter is that that's where you need to attract that audience initially. So don't abuse it. Don't stuff it with the words that are there for your optimization. They're call to actions. They're entreating people to come deeper into your website.
And not to veer too much off that, but you can actually, there's different title links for a YouTube video than there is actually a site. You don't want to over-optimize SEO a YouTube titling versus a website that Google's looking for those keywords.
That's right. So, I mean, for standard conventions, about 65 to 70 characters. How do you write them? List the most important part first. and then with a separator or, like a comma, vertical bar, a colon, subcategory second, and then another separator, right? The name of the company. So, for example, and this is what DIY gave, is like their title came up with SEO grade school, colon, basic on-site SEO, and then pipe DIY SEO. So you're clearly giving the prominence of a particular factor that you want them to know about, and a little bit more categorical information in there, and then the company name. It's all right to have your company name in there.
Right.
In fact, it sometimes is essential to be able to brand yourself out there if you're an unknown brand. But you need to have that type of strategy as you're writing that, and that also crosses into a couple other elements on your page. But include targeted keywords and be consistent in all the different page titles. You don't want to have a randomness, because part of what you're doing for the engines is instructing them on how you're actually categorizing your own content, not only by how pages are linked, but how you're describing those pages, right? A long string of keyword after keyword is not a good title tag. Talking about I've got some tools for small business, 5 tools for small business SEO that I want to talk about real quick. One of them is SEO Moz for link building. I'm going to change topics on you real quick. If anybody has any questions about titles or want us to have a look at it, just give us a shout. We'll be happy to spider the site and have a look and give you some information about that. But these tools here, we're talking about link building. Link building, we talked about in a previous segment about kind of the getting voted prom queen for your content, right? SEOmoz.org has a tool called Open Site Explorer, which gives you a full rundown of all the links that you have in your website as well as your competitors. It's a great bit of information. Mm-hmm. If you want to utilize a free keyword tool, there's the Google External Keyword Tool, and it's a must-have in any SEO toolkit. You always say that keywords are the foundation of SEO efforts, and since Google represents approximately 80% of all search queries, this is the best place to start. Just type in Google and type in keyword tool. It's going to be the first link, and it gives you a lot of understanding of different breakdowns and combinations of phrases and the competitive nature of those as well.
Right.
That's a pretty neat tool there. There's another tool out there called Pingdom.com, which actually gives you an idea of the performance of your website. Because it's not only the content on the site, it's also the speed of delivery of that particular web page, and that it comes up within in a quick click, a quick time frame, right?
And that's pingdom.com, right?
Ping.com. Yeah, exactly. DOM.com. Another tool for local business is local optimization, which is very strong right now. Start with a local search rank builder or checker from Bright Local. Just search for Bright Local. This will help you track your SEO rankings on all local search platforms, and also give you a local SEO checkup. Offers analysis for the different SEO performances that you have. They offer a free trial option to get you started. Hootsuite, we always champion Hootsuite. It's a great tool to be able to centralize communication into one social media platform. So you can tie in your Facebook postings, your Twitter postings, your LinkedIn postings, and Google Plus now is actually tied in. So you can actually broadcast from one central location, and on top of that, it also gives you the ability to track that post and that URL that you actually have in there. There's a lot of good tools out there, and if you want to give us a shout, we can always go over these with you. But more importantly, just contact us. This is Site Strategics. We're providing additional, we're providing search engine optimization, social media management. Give us a call, and we can certainly help you out. Don't be a piece of cyber driftwood out there. Find out where you may be missing some opportunity. Give us a call at 877-SEO for web. You're listening to News Talk 1430 WXNT. See you next week.